Hey guys, I want to show you something about DLC 5 for Black Ops 4 Zombies. Now we all know it's inevitable because Treyarch made a killing off of DLC 5 for Black Ops 3, and there are a few maps that didn't make the cut and still have not been remastered. There's something inside of the Black Ops 4 menus that lets you know there's going to be a 5th DLC. If you go into store and you look at the options here, there's a featured options, a COD points options, a multiplayer packs, and then also zombie packs. You can view this inside of PlayStation menus and Xbox menus, but not on PC. It doesn't show up like this. So if you look right here, you can see that there's Classified, Death of the Night, and Ancient Evil. So Classified was considered DLC 0. It came with the game as a bonus if you got the Black Ops Pass. And this was the same situation for the giant map for Black Ops 3. If you pre-ordered, you got the bonus map, and it was called a DLC 0. And then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one was Zombies Chronicles. Well, it looks like they're doing the same thing for Black Ops 4. So DLC 0 is the bonus map. Then you have DLC 1. That's when it actually starts counting 1, 2, 3, 4 for Dead of the Night. Ancient Evil, obviously DLC 2. Then you can see those 3 boxes below there that are ready for the next DLC, but there's 3 boxes and we only know about 2 more DLC. So you can see that the bottom left box is obviously going to be DLC 3. The next one is going to be DLC 4. Then there's an extra box left, which if we kept counting and given what we've seen in the past, probably means a DLC 5. So obviously these are placeholders for future DLC, and even in the game files, it shows that there is going to be a DLC 5. There is information that shows a content DLC 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 5. And ZM obviously means zombies. So the file information matches up with what we're seeing here in this menu. Also, I think the locks are important to notice. Again, I don't think these are just random graphics. I think these are locks that will be unlocked when we reach that milestone and reach that release of the DLC. To further support this theory, I'll show you guys the multiplayer map packs. So you can see that there's 3 that's already been released. These are the operations, and there are 3 more to go. And multiplayer is a little bit different. There's no DLC 0 for multiplayer because there's no maps that are released with bonus content like Zombies gets. What Treyarch is considering DLC are the operations, and we didn't get the first operations until after the game released, so they consider that like a DLC 1 and not a 0, because a 0 releases at the time that the game releases. So if you check out the game files, it shows that there are going to be 6 multiplayer DLC. It says content DLC 1 through 6, and that makes sense because that's how they are labeling the DLC for multiplayer. And this information matches up with what, again, we're seeing in the menus here, that there are going to be 3 more DLC for multiplayer. And some people might be thinking, well, maybe they just have 3 extra boxes because it looks all nice and symmetrical, but that's not the case. Because if you go up to COD points and check that out, they have 6 options available, but if you scroll down, there is a 7th one that is locked. And if they were trying to make everything nice and neat, they would put 3 extra boxes there. But they're not, because there's only 1 option that has not been unlocked yet. So we know a DLC 5 is coming, and it's probably going to come next year, a lot like they did for Black Ops 3. They waited for the next year. But the question is, what are those maps going to be? And I think we're getting some pretty hard clues in one of their modes. If you head over to Blackout, there are some locations that represent some of the past Zombies maps, and specifically the maps that have not been remastered. Right here, we clearly have the Call of the Dead representation with the lighthouse. That's the model from the map. It just doesn't have the snow on it. And again, this map has not been remastered yet, so I'm thinking that this is going to be a part of DLC 5, and the other zombie locations around Blackout are probably going to be on DLC 5 as well. They recently added an underground area to the turbine location that is buried, so that's a pretty big clue. Yeah, buried has not been remastered, so we'll probably be seeing this on DLC 5 as well. If you head over to the other side of the map, they have put the diner into Blackout, and we all know this has been there since day 1. But again, Transit has not been remastered, so another map that we're probably gonna see. Then there's been major rumors around Nuketown Zombies being remastered, and that's another location that they've put in. These are the models from the Zombies version of the map. So yeah, Nuketown Zombies for DLC 5, definitely gonna happen, and again, probably next year. The only one we're missing is Die Rise, and I guess we're just gonna have to wait for these future operations and see if they make changes to Blackout and add more locations and see if they do a Die Rise. And if they do, then these are some pretty hard clues that this is what we're gonna be getting in the future. And last but not least, Alcatraz was added as well. Now we do have Blood of the Dead, but that's a remake of Mob of the Dead. We still want Mob of the Dead remastered. We want to be able to do that Easter egg with that specific map layout and features, and there's a real possibility that this could be the clue to that we will see Mob of the Dead remastered for DLC 5. So if they include the maps that haven't been remastered, it'll be Buried, Call of the Dead, Die Rise, Nuketown, and Mob of the Dead. That will give us 5 maps for this DLC 5, possibly called Zombies Chronicles 2. The first Zombies Chronicles had 8 maps, but we don't have that much to remaster anymore, so we might just be getting 5. Unless they intend to include 5. Now 5 was remade, not necessarily remastered, but it's so close to the original, I don't know if they would just remaster that and put it in there. If so, then we'll have 6. But let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you next video.
Thank you for watching Glitching Queen's video. Hoorah!